Hello everyone, thank you for joining us for the ANA eLearning Academy. We're very excited at this new opportunity to come together when we're all so far apart. I would like to give a special thank you to Rukmini for being here, and it's very late her time, so we're very lucky to have her here with us today. She will be presenting on Euro coins, cutting edge continuous cultural contributors, and I'll let her go ahead and get started. But if you have any questions, you will all be muted, so please put it in the chat or the Q&A box, and I will read them at the end.
So namaste and hello everyone. Welcome to the ANA eLearning Academy series. And before I start my talk today, just allow me to give you a little brief introduction of my journey so far. In 1996, I completed my master's in marketing from the University of Bombay and started my own brand identity design firm with a really close friend. Was fortunate enough in 99 to meet with Professor David Acker at the Haas School of Business, Berkeley. And it was an exciting time then because brand management and brand identity management had just taken off in India. And it was great to meet this amazing stalwart at that point. Well, I still felt that I needed to go back to school, and I went back to Cal State Fullerton and completed a second master's degree in communication. And the work I present to you is actually an extension of that thesis titled Money Talks. It argues for money or currency as being communication media. From 2005, I had the good fortune of presenting at various conferences in academic situations and otherwise. But by then I had also become a collector, and my interest, though is more in banknotes, I still dabble in some coins, especially with the euros. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my master's thesis, so you know where I'm coming from in terms of this talk, or the starting point of my research. Of course, I had this major objective to kind of bring in the argument that currency is also a, a communication media, or a medium of mass communication, let's say. And one of my major significant findings at that time was the similarity between the notes, coins, and the flag. Now, it's important to know that back in 2004, the euro was just launched about 2 years before, and not too much information was that readily available in public forums. So this was a significant finding at that time. But more importantly, I think the image or the identity building exercise that started back in 1955 was still chosen to continue. I have been lucky to present my work, Money Talks, at various conferences around the world, and looking at monetary design from a non-economic perspective. And broadly, I can categorize my work in these 5 areas that you can see on the right of the screen. And of course, the last, which identities or representation is a big one now. It's a major buzzword. But I've been fortunate enough to cover most of these areas, and I still continue to do so. 2021 is a new start for all of us around the world. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank the American Numismatic Association to actually give me this wonderful platform to present my work. Without further ado, let me present to you Money Talks, Euro Coins, Cutting Edge Continuous Cultural Contributors. Now, all of us enthusiastic numismatists know the value of documentation on coins. In fact, it's one of the first forms of money that was used for information dissemination. But the real common global effort for this kind of, reaching out to various nations on a worldwide scale, one of those first efforts was made by the Money and Medals Program, an initiative of the Food for All program that was started by the United Nations. And in fact, the commemorative Italian €2 coin celebrates the fifth decade of 50 years of the World Food Program. The FAO is also headquartered in Rome. This is a display exhibit that I personally took a photograph of at the Ashmolean Museum at the University of Oxford. But I know that on your on the blog of the ENA on the money.org site, there's a few references and instances of different coins and or collection of different coins for the same program. So I just thought I should mention that here. Well, the good news is that the program still continues because recently India issued a rupee 75 commemorative coin. Now, mind you, the highest circulating coin in India is valued at rupees 10 currently. But this was in commemoration of the 75th anniversary for the Food for All program. So it still continues, which is amazing. Now, there's been much debate whether we really need to use coins at all with e-platforms and e-payments. Well, especially in the Eurozone with the lowest denomination, banknote denomination being at just at €5, well, coins are very much on the table. Now let's step aside for a minute and look at the Euro notes. They were designed faceless with covering various architectural eras, showcasing doors, windows, and bridges as representations of those styles, but not specific to any location or nation. The coins, on the other hand, luckily, they had the obverse, which was a common design. But when I say luckily, some of the reverse sides were set aside for nations to showcase their national heritage and iconography. Now, various nations have chosen different approaches. Like Ireland has chosen the same design for all denominations. Luxembourg has chosen 3 different designs, whereas Greece has chosen all different designs. Another interesting addition was the issuing of commemorative coins that started from 2004. But these are the common commemoratives across the entire Eurozone. There have also been some joint commemorations by nations, and some of them have followed the same design, if you can see on the right, with the Baltic states, whereas others, like Germany and San Marino, to celebrate or to kind of felicitate the 25th anniversary of German reunification, have different designs. Now, some nations, one would feel, especially the newer nascent nations like Estonia, Lithuania, Slovakia, would resort to nation-building iconography on their coins. But it's surprising to see Finland and France have also used this platform to communicate nationalism. France has an image of Marianne on its coins. Architecture was the main theme chosen for the banknotes. The coins are different, however, because each nation showcases a site that is recognized, associated, and clearly identifying the issuing country, unlike the banknotes. Some of the examples here, very familiar sites that we're aware of. San Marino, and this is interesting for all of us money collectors, has felicitated Bartolomeo Borghese, I hope I got his name right. He was considered as one of the founding fathers of the science of numismatics, so that's interesting, and he's been permanently etched on the €2 coin from 2004 of San Marino. While social themes on awareness for breast cancer, World AIDS Day, the United Nations 60th anniversary, and the 150th anniversary of the Red Cross by Portugal have also been covered. The natural world has also not been left behind and is felicitated on various on the coins of various nations. Now, in 2002, it was important at the time to understand this context that before the launch of the banknotes and coins, there was a huge hue and cry of loss of identity by individual citizens. And the euro was also entrusted the role of being a glue towards creating a transnational identity. But some nations decided to address this fear or loss by continuing national imagery on their coins from their previously issued banknotes. An indigenous wild sheep native to the island of Cyprus continues on its coins. The University of Tartu in Estonia, its 100th anniversary felicitation, you can see on the coin, issued in 2019. And the chess champion Paul Keres, I hope I got that name right, also continues from the newly issued notes in 94. Mind you, the nation was independent in 91. So considering that it's a new and younger nation, but they decided to carry forward the same imagery on the commemorative coin. The Brandenburg Gate and the German eagle. Note that this note of Germany is from 1908. So the German eagle was representative of the nation for many years, and it still continues on the euros. The Athenian trireme and Greece's first governor, Ioannis Kapodistrios, both carry on. In Italy, on the Italian issues, there's Galileo Galilei and Maria Montessori that continue on the euro coins. Just please excuse that image. The coin was released in 2010, and the European Central Bank has not yet uploaded a final image of the actual coin. The Grand Duke and the Grand Ducal Palace from Luxembourg. And Miguel Cervantes and Don Quixote of La Mancha, his famous work, a novel, continue in Spain. Now, Spain has one more contribution from 2010 onwards. The Spanish Mint will be issuing 40 different UNESCO heritage sites until 2050 on all of its 2 euro commemoratives annually. So it's quite interesting for all of us money collectors, something to look forward to for all of us mavericks that, and they've actually got a list out until 2025, and they'll be scheduling the next list out soon, releasing it out soon. But that's interesting because there's 40 coins of UNESCO heritage sites from across Spain that will be available for collection. Now, the Euro's design has actually not only been well-rounded thematically, but also it's been an inclusive attempt with master engravers, top designers, and even school children have all got an opportunity to design the artworks on most of their coins. In closing, I think Pedro Solbes's quote sums it up really well, that anyone who fears being part of the Eurozone would lead to a loss of identity. Only has to look at the coins, see that it's perfectly possible to combine one Europe and many cultures. And more importantly for me, this has, just adds to my argument of money's unconventional role, where the coins, even though they are lower in economic value, they supersede the notes in historical, political, and cultural significance. The end is the beginning, and this is actually part of my academic presentations and research, which you can see on the left as an entire series of work called Money Talks. It's also available to see on my website, written below. But more importantly, to create a larger awareness on the subject, recently I have started an Instagram handle. Of course, it covers banknotes, but I'm looking at probably slipping in a few more coins there. But do have a look at that, and I really appreciate some feedback from all of you. Thank you. That's it for me. I will stop sharing and open the house for any questions.
I'll wait a few more seconds for people to ask some questions, as of right now we don't have any, but we will wait just a couple more minutes.
Oh, can I just say a quick comment? I want to thank Joe Cribb. He's one of the attendees today. He's he was the money gallery curator at the British Museum, and he's retired now. But it's, I mean, he was in one of my photographs really early on. But thank you so much, Joe, for taking out the time and being here in this forum. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the Q&A or the chat. I'll give you about 2 more minutes, and if you don't get any, then we'll go ahead and end.
Oh, then I'm home. Is that it? I'm done. No questions.
Maybe you just explained it so well that there's no room for question. Oh, here comes one.
I don't think so. I think you're just being kind. It's fine. I get
I
it.
thought it was very
I know it's late in India. I know
I enjoyed it.
you're really considerate of that.
Joe says, it's a pleasure to be with you.
Oh, okay, great. Oh, hang on now. Come, I can't see that. Oh, yeah, I can see it.
Do you think European countries will continue to have varied national designs on their coinage?
Yes, actually, that's I guess that's the logic of the entire. Actually, let me go back to about 8-10 years before the launch of the euro, the notes and the coins. There was an extensive design competition, and before that there was an extensive thought process behind the whole idea of designing the banknotes and coins. And so I think that though they want the banknotes to look like common so that they can build on a transnational identity, they have given the opportunity to nations to kind of showcase their national side, because this fear of loss of identity. So I think it's kind of a good balance, and I'm glad that in a forum with numismatics, as all of these guys here, it's wonderful that the coins have been entrusted that job of carrying on a transnational identity or a common identity on the obverse, and a national identity on the reverse. So I think that's that they're here to stay. So
it strikes me that the coin designers have taken on aspects of banknote design.
yes, that is true, Joe. Sorry, Joe is very much more interested in coins, so I get it. I think so. I think because, I mean, and this is my personal opinion, so I mean, don't quote me on it in terms of any research. But from whatever I've read, I feel that the banknotes were, going to be like the major, um, platform, and so they had to be designed, I guess, with some priority, and then the coins kind of followed through. Yes, right.
Okay, I thought FAO coin stopped some years ago. Is it still going? How big is it now?
Oh, sorry, I can't see this question.
Oh, it's in the chat.
Okay, sorry. Oh, let me go to the chat. Hang on. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't see it at all, so you'll have to say it to me.
Okay. I thought FAO coins stopped some
Yeah.
years ago. Is it still going? How big is it now?
Well, the thing is that actually I was surprised too, and when I did a bit of searching on the internet, I was kind of surprised that India had issued a coin in October 2020. I mean, I read about it somewhere in the news, but it was completely forgotten. So I don't think that most other nations have, but I guess India has taken up the challenge of, or rather the felicitation of the 75th year since the program was started.
Okay, next question. What do you think of the design of Indian coins?
Well, that's not exactly what can be dealt with on this forum. It's a mixed opinion, actually. I mean, if you guys ask me, or if someone asks me about the notes, I might have more of an opinion. The coins have been, you know, well, they're okay. I mean, some of them followed the FAO program, so that was fine. And then most of them have Gandhi, but they've not too much thought has gone into it. There's been kind of a scattered agenda, not something like probably like in the in the Eurozone, where there's a systematic overview and covering of various themes. More scattered.
I think this might be the last question. Have you seen I don't know how to pronounce this, Rookrat game, which shows a national side and the player has to identify the nation.
My God, no, I think this is really great. Thanks, Robert. I haven't even heard of this game, but thank you so much. I'm going to make a note of that. I'm going to just save it. Sorry, I'm just going to cut paste and keep it on my clipboard. No, I haven't. Could I know where, I mean, the origin of this game, where was it played earlier, or have you ever had a chance to play it?
I haven't heard of it, but I assume you'd be able to just Google that name and
Yeah,
it.
yeah, well,
You can all
Google.
find it.
So the
Yeah.
answer is no. I haven't seen that game, but it would be interesting to look at something.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thank you again for joining us. I know it's late for you, so I'll let you
Great.
go to bed now. Thank you all for joining us. This will be posted on the website here within the next week or so. Maybe a little bit later because of the 3-day weekend, but we'll work hard to get it up as soon as possible. Thank you. It was very educational. I very much enjoyed it at least, and the comments seem to say the same. So thank you very
Great.
much, and we look forward to hearing from you again sometime.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.